He's been in and out of the spotlight since being re-elected for his second term as Charleston City Councilman. And now, all eyes are on Mike Seekings to see if he'll run for mayor of Charleston in 2015. I had a chance to talk with him once again for a special edition of Quintin's Close House. I want to start off with some developing news because you've been very busy lately.
We've been very busy lately, including last night, 7.5 hours in City Council chambers. So thanks for coming on a rainy Wednesday morning post that excitement.
And I do something that's called fill in the blanks.
Gotcha.
So I want to start off with this. The LaGuerre Bridge pedestrian bike lane will be
the future. It's absolutely the future.
The shore power is
necessary.
The possible CFC MUSC merger is
going to happen in some form.
Citadel Mall is.
I'm not sure about that yet. Yeah. I'm not sure about what the Citadel Mall is. It's something that is an opportunity. It's an opportunity.
Yes. I want to take you back down memory lane because I was walking down Broad Street on January 16th. I was actually en route to work at Market Street Deli, and here come you and another guy. And you basically slapped my hand and you told me I'm ready. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh gosh, is he ready to run for mayor?
I'm not sure at that moment in time that's what I was talking about.
Right. Are you thinking about that?
Well, obviously we're thinking about it. It's definitely something that's on the radar, and the time getting compressed now, you're a year and a half away from Election Day. So given the last election that I went through and the results and the needs of the city going forward, it's something we're looking at, and I'm going to make a decision about that this summer.
Oh, good.
I'm going to see where the support is, and a few things. I want to make sure that I'm the most qualified candidate, that I position myself to win if we get out there. And if someone more qualified comes along, I'll support them. And if not, I'm going to get in this race, and we'll talk about it in the fall.
And as we talk about the new mayor, let's talk about the current mayor.
Sure.
Joseph P. Riley Jr. As you know, he delivered...
Spent a lot of time with him yesterday.
That's true. He delivered the State of the City address on January 30th. Put on your thinking hat and tell me, what letter grade would you give him as far as performance in delivering that address?
Well, I mean, that's his strong suit. I mean, he can deliver a message as well as anybody in the country, if not the world. I mean, he's a great communicator, and I thought he delivered the overall message very positively, which is the city's moving forward, and we got to keep an eye on it, but we've got to encourage the growth that's going on. So I thought I'd give him an A in the way he delivered the message.
And speaking of performance, let's go back to the day before, January 29th. You put something on Instagram very interesting, quote, Charleston looking lovely even in the snow. Right. Be safe out there, everyone. Some folks dealt with power outages and water main breaks, and even as the storm really was passing by us, I was telling the guy on Holy City Center on Twitter that Charleston really dodged the bullet. Would you agree?
Charleston did dodge a bullet, but one of the things this winter has taught us, and particularly that day, and I do remember that post because it was along with a picture right here on Broad Street, and one of the things that was amazing about that picture was there wasn't a car to be seen. When I posted that picture, you got a lot of hits around the world, actually. One of the things we've learned is that we actually have a pretty good team in place in Charleston to be prepared for when something that happens. Sure. And regionally, maybe we have some challenges, and I think we need to share the lessons we have in Charleston regionally. So when there is an issue, and when we do have an ice storm or a snowstorm, or we have a closed bridge, that we're all on the same page, so that we can really communicate with the people, let them know what's going on, be prepared, and in the worst case scenario, we've got the best people in place to make the best decisions. And I think that's what we've learned this winter. It's a regional issue, and some people were more prepared than others. I think the city was well more prepared than others.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And let me copy a key word from the last question, water. We're surrounded by it here in the city, and one place that is really prone to it when it floods around here is the Charleston City Market. As you know, the mayor says the $30 million Market Street drainage project continues apace. The 9th tunnel will collect storm water. It will be a half-mile long, 140 feet under the city. And as you know, it will be completed in 2 years. I know that you personally were down there many months ago.
I was down there.
And loved it.
I was, and I'd like to comment about that. I mean, that project is a very interesting project. The way it works mechanically is fairly simple. 125 feet below the city, there are literally water vaults that will collect water out of the market drainage area, and it will connect that to the Calhoun drainage project and take water out into the river in flooded conditions. The one thing about that project is the absolute model for the other projects that we need to continue with in the city, and the one being the most important is Calhoun West, which is the hospital area. Yeah. The one thing maybe that we dropped the ball on a little bit, and maybe no one realized it at the time, while we were under the market, we probably should have kept going west and gotten that main trunk tunnel going all the way to the river. But lesson learned is this project can and will work. It's doable. We need to keep going, and there's nothing more important in terms of infrastructure right now than Calhoun West flooding relief because of the hospitals, the residents, the schools. It's the gateway to the city. It is a place that we cannot, like we did last summer, shut down 4 or 5 days a year. I mean, you can't shut a hospital system down. So for me, going forward, that is number one on my radar, is getting that project going.
And I want to take you back down memory lane to January 15th. You also said this on Twitter.
You're going way back now. Going over a month back.
I've been keeping track.
Remember, we had a long night last night.
That's right. But you said last night I had the honor of being sworn in for my second term on City Council. Looking forward to what this new year will bring for all of us. Tell me, besides Citadel Mall and, you know, of course, the Horizon District and all these other issues, what other issues do you want to tackle during your second term?
Well, if you think about what we've already done this year, even last night is amazing. I ran 5 years ago for my first term on the bike ped lane on the Assey Bridge. We passed it last night. It was a happy day for me. And that's an issue that's a springboard to other things. But we've taken on Cane Hoy, the School for the Building Arts. We're looking at transportation issues. And I want to stop there and say, going forward, transportation issues and infrastructure around transportation is vitally important. If we're going to build the economy, we've got to provide mobility. And I don't just talk about cars or bicycles. We need to look at mass transit. We need to look at pedestrian access. We need to look at some areas perhaps closing down the cars. So transportation, number one for sure, coupled with the infrastructure on the flooding. So I think this year really sets us up to see how committed we are to making sure Charleston is ready in terms of infrastructure to handle the growth, both residential growth, economic growth, and business for the next 25 years. So.
And you know, when you were standing there being sworn in, what was going through your mind?
Well, it's an honor, obviously, to be in Charleston City Council chambers, the second oldest chambers in America, representing the people of Charleston. I mean, every time someone asks me a question like you do, or I'm there, I'm reminded it's an honor to stand there and speak for the people of Charleston. So that's what was going through my mind.
And I didn't notice, and honestly, I didn't actually just do my last interview with you in November, but I keep seeing the GoPro St. Francis Healthcare commercial.
Right.
With you as a prostate cancer survivor, that is.
I am.
And you know, it's ironic because my mother was a breast cancer survivor, thanks to God. She went to chemo and radiation in 2010 and is doing well. Tell me, as we sit here right now, how's your health?
My health is excellent. Thank you for asking. That one incident was just one part and parcel of the bigger life, but I will say one of the things about being a prostate cancer survivor, is if you are stricken with the disease, you can fight it. We're here. We've got a great support group. And Charleston, oh my goodness, Charleston has a medical community that is so multidimensional and fantastic. I can't tell you what a wonderful experience, and I don't think you usually hear people describing wonderful along with being sick, but what a wonderful experience it was for me to be in a community that really could provide quality service in a compassionate way and be involved with you. So while it was not a great time in my life, it certainly was a great result, and I'm well today, running, biking, doing all those things. So yeah, everything is great.
And besides your health, tell me, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Life is exciting right now. I mean, it's a good time to be in Charleston. I'm now 53, about to be 54 years old. You know, it's a time in life where you have some experience to shed on things and still have plenty of energy to go do things. So things are good.
That is good to hear. Well, Councilman Mike Seekins, it's so good talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes,
Thanks.